up here, getting this started, getting everything shared, making sure everybody sees everybody. So, for those of you who've been following along, we got kind of a Corona update, a Corona survival guide happening. We talked with Kaylin about meal prepping. Okay, I went through my own individual meal prep strategies because we've got all this time. Hey, let's learn how to cook or something like that. Talked with Tamika last week about how to lay out the best plan possible. Okay, based on our personalities and our different personality types and things like that. And let's see, we'll get this shared here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about accountability. Makes sense, right? Because, let's see here, share. Because one of the things that we've got right now is an abundance of time. What is going to happen when all of a sudden we get back to whatever our new normal is, right? Let's see here, share on my timeline. So what's going to happen when we get back to our new normal? All of a sudden, our schedule is going to be jam-packed with a whole bunch more stuff. So I thought of nobody better to take us through, tips for accountability than gym owners. They deal with accountability all the time, right? Whether it be working out or even just making your own workouts or something like that. So what I did, you guys have heard me talk about them a bunch, whether it be on here or on Facebook posts or something like that. I've got Kadima Duncan and Casey Taylor of DT School of Fitness here with us today. There we go. So these two are Dr. Taylor's trainers. And what they do is basically deal with accountability in every sense of the word. From whether it be kids, right now, they've got an awesome gym program, like a Phi Ed class going on for the kids that can't go to school, right? And obviously as gym owners, they've got stuff going on where we're just having adults trying to be healthy, be fit, things like that. So world, I'd like to actually introduce you to a live shot as opposed to a still picture of Casey Taylor and Kadima Duncan, the owners of DT School of Fitness. What's going on, guys?
Hey, thank you for having us, Dr. Taylor.
Appreciate it very much.
No problem. Pretty good intro, right?
Yes.
Right?
Appreciate that.
So, as you guys know, we're talking about accountability today. What I want to do is I kind of want to just roll with this, kind of let this come organically, let it happen, no pun intended, live. If you guys are just going to, right off the top of your head, what are some of the biggest hurdles that you see individuals go through as it relates to accountability, whether it be working out or if you can extrapolate that into just really anything else?
There's a lot. The first one that comes to my head is consistency.
Aha.
Staying consistent for long enough to see a result. Getting distracted, having life happen, having things happen with your kids, things come up. It's the number one, number one excuse or number one problem or thing that happens. It could be a number of different reasons, but consistency.
Yeah, things come up, don't they?
Yeah, I would say even the word accountability sounds like a bad word. When you hear that, some people can, like, you need to be accountable, or, I got to hold you accountable for this. And I think a lot of times that word itself could be looked at as a negative word. When in fact, I think.
So what you're saying is I could have done a better job advertising this as opposed to accountability for the last 4 days in a row.
There's a possibility. Now that I'm really thinking about it now here.
I'm a chiropractor. I'm not a marketing guy. No, that's interesting. Expand upon that. I can't find any fault in that statement whatsoever.
Well, every time I thought about accountability growing up, it was usually because you did something wrong, or you weren't being consistent, or I need to hold you accountable to you doing your schoolwork, or it feels like somebody's got to monitor you, somebody's got to babysit you. This kind of, you can't do it on your own. At least that's where my mind goes. I think about that. And in fact, I think accountability is the best thing for us.
Accountability and discipline are very similar. They run similar paths.
Yes.
And what we've come to learn about discipline from our own experiences and from others is, the more discipline that you have, actually the more freedom you gain. The happier you become, the more disciplined you are, the more tuned up. And it does not, from when you are not being disciplined, and it doesn't make sense to really think about it like that. You can't, you're like, no, but I love this cake and I love just taking a nap and watching this movie and not getting, woo, I'm on vacation. It seems really fun on a totally different end of the spectrum. But that discipline is survival. It is happiness.
Right.
So how do we go ahead.
Okay, so what I was kind of thinking about here, as you're saying that, if let's say none of this ever happened, let's say this whole Corona thing never happened, if we're going with discipline, and people have to like wait to see results. I mean, man, like I'm an American, damn it, I want it and I want it now. So basically, if we're looking at like this never happened, it seems like that'd be a huge hurdle for somebody to overcome if we're going to talk in the fitness space, in the fitness arena, of they're changing their whole schedule to get a couple extra workouts in. So I almost see that, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of like doubled. Like if they start working out now or they start doing accountability things now, that's going to change the schedule that they're used to. And then all of a sudden, bam, let's say the stay-at-home order is lifted, because it's going to happen eventually. And also we got to get back to our new normal. People are going to try and make that as close to their old normal as they can. How do they, if they're developing new, better, healthy habits right now, how do they incorporate that into the new normal, I guess, for lack of a better word?
Sure, and that's really good because I think we've seen a lot of kids that we would have never had the opportunity to see due to our kind of virtual PE class. Their parents are like, look, we need to get these kids doing something before they tear us apart, right? Or we've been able to see more clients in a lot of ways virtually that we haven't been able to see before. So how do we make that transition? I think the first thing is you need to go back to looking at a schedule, right? We already know this, that there's going to be travel time. There's going to be people. There's probably going to be, I don't want this to happen, but there's probably going to be a matter of people that just get into wrecks because they don't know how to deal with traffic anymore. Like it's going to take longer to. It's not going to be the emptier streets that you see. You're right now.
Right.
I think to add on to everything that he just said is absolutely beginning a schedule now and finding that time for yourself and being able to get that in as a purposeful part of your day. And that's, you're taking that time and you're working on growth, whether it's, spiritual or fitness or whatever you're trying to achieve. That could be for the beginner or for an advanced person that already practices some of those things. And during this time, it's so funny. We have people all over the map. Some of our people are tuned in. They're working on spiritual growth, on mobility, on working out, on they're learning how to meal prep. They're doing all of this stuff, right? And those are great. They're exercising new habits in their schedule that will hopefully be priorities whenever we get out of quarantine. For your beginner people, yeah, fingers crossed. But there is nothing on your schedule that you didn't put there.
That's genius. Hold on, let me write that down. I'm going to use that. I might even give you credit for it.
You are responsible for what is on your schedule, period.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't make an excuse and say, oh, I don't have enough time. Make time. Just make time for yourself. Make time for your goal. Oh, preach. I'm going to go.
Take up on the
I'm all fired up.
Well, everybody would say that 8 hours is a good amount of sleep, right? Some people need a little more, maybe some need a little less. 8 hours is a good amount of sleep. That leaves 16 waking hours a day to get stuff done. Like, okay, well, I work 8 hours a day. Okay, cool. That still leaves 8 hours. 8 hours to fill with stuff. I mean, 8 hours is a lot of time. I mean, just ask somebody who works from 9 to 5 in a job they hate. 8 hours takes forever, right?
Sure.
So, Kadeem, you're talking about a schedule, in case you're touching on it too. And then if we're talking about a schedule, just rolling that into planning. In my mind, if we're doing planning, accountability, scheduling, we're putting this all into just one big ball here. Starting is the hardest part, okay? What is the best way, or even better yet, better question, because you guys run across this all the time, what kind of a mindset do people need when they're starting?
That this isn't a 6-minute abs program. We're not going, it's not, we get to start and then we're eventually going to leave because we're going to keep whatever we did forever. And it's going to be slower than they think.
Patience.
It's kind of like starting a home project. You start a kitchen remodel. You got all the plans set up. You've hired a good guy. They start working on the kitchen remodel and they figure out there's a piece of plumbing in the floor that they did not find out. We've seen it on every HD TV show ever. There is some type of thing that they didn't plan for that costs the people more money or more time. That's every single thing that you do, whether you're trying to accomplish a new degree plan or you're starting a new fitness regimen. All of those things have the same thing in common. You're in it for the long haul. There is no short-term thing. You have to change your mind from the beginning that this is a long-term thing.
There's no finish line.
That's right.
Once you reach a milestone of a goal, that's another thing, is setting a goal. Have a goal. If you don't have a goal, you're just walking in the dark. There's no purpose to what you're doing. So if you can set a goal and have these milestones that are reachable, have something that's, maybe it's go outside for 30 minutes a day, twice a week. Go walk for 30 minutes. Maybe you're starting off. If you're starting off, then saying, okay, I'm going to go 30 minutes a day, go outside, walk, something that's attainable. I'm going to do that for 4 weeks. When I've accomplished that for 4 weeks in a row, then I'm going to change my goal. Now I'm going to go outside 4 times a week and I'm going to walk for 30 minutes a day. So if there's nothing set there, then it's so hard to stay motivated for anything.
Okay, curveball. Somebody sets a goal. They fail.
Mm-hmm.
How do they stay accountable?
Well, I mean, you have to have a coach.
Absolutely.
Accountability, I think accountability comes in the best way when it's someone that you respect and they have something that you need or that you desire, right? So when we come to you to get adjusted or to get our bodies looked at because we've beaten them up from workouts and other things, we not only just get the adjustment, but you give us some valuable pieces of information that we can take back with us every single time. I'm constantly aware of, like, man, I never knew that before. This is going to help me to not do that again, or to minimize the
ideally
to minimize the damage that we're going to do. But we try to keep accountability, right, for lack of a better word, or in every area of our lives, every single area. Our business, we have mentors in our business. We have people in our own gym that kind of help us. We help each other keep it accountable. If she tells me a goal that she has, I'm going to help her and not be a distraction to that goal. That's how I keep her accountable.
We're a team. Like, you have to have supporters and team members around you, even if they're complete strangers. You have to have that support group that's pushing towards your same goal and fighting with you. Otherwise, it is hard to walk that in the dark. And especially if you don't succeed at a goal, figuring out, how do I restart this? How do I backtrack? How do I, say, hey, I'm going to take that goal that I failed at. We're going to push that to this amount of time out, and I'm going to create a milestone that I can reach in between there.
Yes.
You have that, and that's part of it. That's just a normal part of it. There are going to be goals that everyone sets for themselves, because there isn't a finish line for anyone. So the failure part is a part of it. That's a part of the process.
I think, Dr. Taylor, it also goes back to your point when you were talking about, I just forgot that point, but let me see if I can bring it back here.
Well, while you're trying to bring it back, I want to hit on a couple of things that you both said. One, it's really good to hear what Casey was saying, that, failure is absolutely part of the process. It has to be. And then another thing, Kadima, that you said that really rang true, I've never quite heard it put this way, is like, if we're talking about Casey's goals, Kadima, you don't want to be a distraction to her goals. And, well, it's one of those things like, yeah, when you say, oh, that makes perfect sense, but at the same time, I mean, I can't speak for everybody else out there, but I've never heard anybody say that, but there is so much truth in that. And with that being said, too, you're talking about how, you come here and I give you something that you couldn't get elsewhere. We talked about this, but for everybody out watching right now, I had a little experience in basically my own workout programming. There was something that Casey and Kadima programmed the other day that, I didn't really feel like doing. But I'm up, I'm dressed, I'm going to get a workout in. So I decide, hey, I'm going to do something myself. And I make it up on the fly. And as I'm going through it, for those out there, if there's anyone watching who doesn't know me, I'm stubborn. So I started this workout. Damn it, I'm going to finish this workout. I don't care if nobody's watching me. And I'm a quarter of the way in, and I am dying. And I found out the absolute hard way that there is a science and there is an art to programming a workout. One, that the average person can do. Two, that is scalable, that somebody who maybe doesn't have the experience can do also. I wrecked myself. I know just enough about workout programming to be dangerous to anyone who wants to follow. Now, with that being said, you guys are I want to say my fourth CrossFit gym since I moved here to Texas. And one of the things, and I don't know if I've told you this, but I've certainly told patients this, the people that I've referred to you guys. One of the things I love about your gym is that you guys try out everything before you have us do it. There's other gyms that, you can find workouts all over the internet. And people will just, okay, this is what we're doing today in CrossFit Box ABC or whatever. But as this whole quarantine thing happened, it's really rang true to me that, one, you two are coming in here a whole lot more fit than what you were pre-quarantine. Because you guys are actually doing more and more and more workouts, testing them before you put it out to your members. And it's just, I want to applaud you guys for that, because I really don't think that's something a whole lot of gyms do. I mean, you put in the work beforehand. And because of that, that's why I think you guys were just great guests to have on here when we're talking about accountability.
Sure.
Because if you're not accountable to yourself, how are you going to have to expect others to be accountable to you is really what it comes down to.
Well, one of the things, and I found that point, by the way. Okay. We were talking about how much time is in a day, right?
Right.
We're talking about how much time is in a day. And when you think about why a lot of people fail, is that they see they've done their workout for the day, right? They still have all this time to get distracted by that with their meals and distractions and other things and stressors and things that come up. And they're not constantly they're only being hit with their goal or their thing when they're absorbed in that moment. Then that goes away, and then they're left to restart again, right? And they have to start again. And one day something happens, and they get a distraction. Next thing you know, they're off track by a little bit. And all it takes is for you to get off track by a little bit to make an emotional decision. An emotional decision causes you to snowball down there. And the next thing you know, you quit on the goal. And so to go back to that time thing and what we talked about being a team or being accountable to each other, right? And trying to kind of help that person is that accountability helps you to stay in your lane, right? And without going too much far out of the conversation that we're talking about today, you're also kind of doing that in your life too. When you stay in your lane, those other people are going to be kind of pushed aside as well. There's no way not to do that.
That's awesome. But yeah, you stay in your lane. There's a lot less stuff to focus on. Like there's a lot less distractions. I mean, you're talking about how you if you mess up once, if you don't pull yourself back, it's easy to snowball. Like there was once I took a week off from working out that lasted 6 months. Like
there you go.
But I was just thinking about, we're talking about ways to remain accountable. One of the things that I do personally, and it wouldn't surprise me in the least if you guys do the same thing, like I write my goals down.
I was just going to say that.
And like I was leaning over because I had to get my wallet out here. Because literally, I carry my written down goals, and these are personal goals, these are business goals. I carry these around with me everywhere I go. And just, again, to basically make sure I stay in my lane here, I've got them on my person there. I've even got a picture of them on the background of my phone.
Good for you.
So like that's one of my tricks. Me personally, I need to be reminded. I need to be reminded of what the hell I'm doing, right? Where am I pointed?
Oh yeah.
Everybody needs that reminding. We both definitely write down our goals. We've practiced several different kind of self-growth, I don't know what you call them, like practices, rituals, whatever.
Yeah.
Personal development techniques.
Exactly. Yes. Different techniques. And yeah, we write down long-term, short-term, daily. The thing that helps, that actually I used to write down my goals in the morning, but what helps me is to write them down the night before. If I do daily, I do daily goals, 3 daily goals as well. And I'll write them down the night before so that I've created my sort of agenda for goal setting for that day. That could be quick goals or something, kind of crazier, but that's going to be what my motivation is for that day. So that way in the morning, I can read over those 3 goals that I have set for that day. And I think that's an easy way to start goal setting. I think you can get in much more detail. You want to go into?
Well, I think that if we're talking about just fitness in itself, I think you need to have something visual, like almost like a goal board, so to speak. Like when I say for my own self, fitness wise, I'm like, look, I need abs all the time. Like I'm never gonna wear a shirt, right? Like put these things in my mind, like we're gonna be going to the store and I'm not gonna put on a shirt until I get up to the door because they won't serve me unless I have a shirt on, right? Like, and they're funny sayings, but they're things that get you motivated because I'm visualizing in that sense. You could see me. You could literally see me in your mind going, I get out of the car, I'm doing a little stretch because my abs real well. And I'm walking down, right? I got the shirt in my hand. It's on my, my shoulder or whatever. I get to the door, and then I'm finally going to put the shirt on because I have to, right? But you can see that. And that visualization, right? Visualization is a big part of these goals. It's like you have to visualize. We have what we call a daily charge-up routine. And in this daily charge-up routine, we have a statement, like a statement of faith about our gym.
Affirmation statement.
Yes, and what we're trying to reach people for, and why we do it. There's reasoning in why we do it, and we say this aloud every day. We say this aloud, and then after that, we have mindfulness, like in terms of we write what we're grateful for. We write things and characteristics that we want in ourselves. Like not personality traits, but like I want to be a great leader. I want to be, whatever the thing is, you want to put those things in there. There's like 3 of them that we put, and we talk, and then we visualize. We literally sit quiet and we visualize for 20 minutes, and it's hard. It's really hard.
20 minutes is a long time to sit in silence.
It's a very,
Very
long
long.
time. And I go through things like, I start with what I want my day to look like. Like, I'm waking up, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm shredded all the time, right? And so I get to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, you know, I'm checking my eyes, you know, and wash my face. I go over, and because my bathroom is this perfect double vanity bathroom, and it's got these lighting, so I'm visualizing all these little details, right?
Uh-huh.
And that circles around your goal. You should be visualizing and thinking about and almost obsessing about what that goal can be.
Be obsessed.
Yeah. A couple of things you touched on. One, okay, 20 minutes. Like, for anyone who's watching, I challenge you to do 5 minutes of just absolute silence, controlling your thoughts. 20 minutes, you realize how insane it is to sit for 20 minutes. I'll share right here. Like, I've got mine set for 7 minutes because 3 weeks ago it was 5 minutes, and I thought, hey, let's add 2 more. Those 2 more minutes are mind-numbing. Like, it is one of the only resources we truly have control over. Truly is what goes on up here. And if you try and control your thoughts for 5 minutes, just 5, not even 20, again, that just blows my mind. You realize how incredibly difficult it is. And then another thing that you guys brought up, that when I started this whole, personal development, affirmations kind of thing, one of the things that I really kind of thought was dumb when I first started was gratitude. It was thankful for what? Yeah, I did this myself. I thought it was dumb to be thankful for something that I've already done. You know what I mean? But I made a commitment to myself that during my visualization, I was gonna be thankful, and it literally started off as just me saying to myself, "I'm thankful. I'm thankful for what I have. I'm thankful for what I've done. I'm thankful," and I didn't even know really where to go from there. But it does over time. It evolves into something so much more. And again, all it started was with 5 minutes of, okay, what do I do? Well, I guess I'm just going to sit here and be thankful. Like,
the funny thing about all of these different things, whether it be fitness or goal setting or gratitude or meditation or visualization, they're all the same. They're all a practice and they're all a lifestyle. And there's going to be setbacks. There's going to be days that aren't good. And you've just got to give yourself grace and be patient with yourself and understand that all of these things grow over time on top of one another. And it's not a race. It's just about making small changes that you can try to eventually, they don't feel like a change anymore. They feel like what you do. And it's just like if you ate fast food every day for 10 years, you just think like, that's just what I do. As you take that away, it starts feeling like, okay, you go through this turning point where things are changing. And then soon you don't even realize, like, you evolve and become more mindful and better, and your new way becomes what you do. So they all relate to.
you say it becomes your new normal?
It does. It becomes your new normal.
Yes.
There. Let's see what you did there.
Okay, well, guys, we're bumping up to the half hour here. Why don't you do me a favor? Where could people find you?
Okay, so they can find us on Facebook, Instagram. They can find us
DTSOF.
in Colleyville, next to a
Colleyville,
lovely
Texas.
Mexican restaurant. DTSOF.com. They can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/DTSOF. All of these are outlets for information. Our gym phone number, if you're a phone person, is 817-210-4200. Pretty easy number to remember, DTSOF.com. Plenty of information right at the top of the screen. Right when you pop up, you're going to see a link that says free intro session. So there's plenty of information. You can find us on our personal Facebook pages, Casey and Kadima. Casey Taylor, Kadima Duncan. You can find us on those pages as well. And for those people out there that I would say are looking to do something and they need somebody to talk to really relate to where they are, I think a lot of times people take that if you join a gym, it means you're already in shape, or this mindset almost like I need to get in shape before I join the gym. Well, if you were able to do that, you wouldn't be looking for a gym. You wouldn't be looking for a gym. And so I tell the person who is just starting, who has things they're concerned with, an old injury, or maybe they're afraid, like almost embarrassed because they feel like they're going to make a fool out of themselves.
I think we can still hear you. Oh, there we go. Did your screensaver kick on?
I don't know what happened there. It was okay. So, but
you're getting too deep. You're hitting too many nerves. Oh my God, is he talking right?
No.
But if they've never done something like this before, they may be too afraid to start. They have old injuries. They have a lot of concerns, and most of that stops people in their tracks.
Right.
There's way more athletic people in there. I'm going to look silly. All of those kind of reasoning.
How old is your oldest member?
72.
How young is your youngest?
12.
So you got room for everybody, huh?
We sure do.
That's a funny thing about you mentioned about the different style or the workout programming and how we test it. We also program for three different levels of fitness, and it actually 6, I guess. So every workout has 6 different levels that you pick and choose from. We also bring everyone on with some one-on-one coaching and make sure that you're moving properly, going at your own pace. We are teaching you along the way, giving you those baby steps of setting goals and making them attainable. And, we're holding hands with you, walking you into the process and not throwing you to the fire.
And for the people out there who have ever run across this before, who have run across a coach, yeah, I'm a fitness coach because I've lifted weights before. And if it works for me, it should work for everybody. Again, that's not this place here. That's not DT School of Fitness. There's times where I will do exactly what they programmed. There's other times where I will actually, believe it or not, set my ego aside and drop the weight or rep scheme down a little bit. Because it is. I mean, you guys do make it available for everybody. And if we're going to bring this thing full circle, I think that is a big thing for the accountability aspect. Because there's some out there who, if we're just staying in the fitness realm, the best thing they can do for themselves is just move.
Mm-hmm. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, right? So got you in Colleyville, got you on the gram, got you on Facebook. We got a lot of people tuning in here. If people want to reach out and just, what does an onboarding process look like?
Would you like to take this?
Sure. So your onboarding process, we have a jumpstart program. You basically work one-on-one with a coach. You have anywhere from 6 to 12 personal training sessions. For most people, it's 6. We're covering your foundational movements. So the squat, push, hinge, press, making sure that you're not walking into a group class, scratching your head, looking confused, going, oh my gosh, I can't do this. You've already been through the same style of that the class runs with that one-on-one coach. So you're getting some nutritional guidance. You get a one-on-one assessment with Coach Jacob, who handles our nutrition programs. You get a free body scan. We have a body scanner that gives you your body fat, which is not always the happiest part of the experience, but it's really happy when you get to look back at it, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year down the road.
I'll show you how jacked up you are when you need to be adjusted, huh?
Oh,
that too.
Yeah, I
that
gave you
too.
a posture report that I sent to Dr. Taylor. I was like, look at this. Oh, we need to fix my neck. Yeah, That was a real thing. That happened this week. So we also provide some online performance tracking, and you get 15% off of your retail and supplies, supplements for the first month. So we really try to hook it up for you as you come in. I mean, the most valuable thing to me in my eyes is that personal training with a coach. It allows you to really be involved, and we'd also like to offer this to you guys, anyone that is interested in seeking fitness or starting some small goals, or maybe group class or personal training or whatever. We do all of it. So we'd like to offer you guys half off of our Jumpstart program. We'll also give you your first month of group classes for free.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay, cool. Real quick then. Okay, they can't necessarily come and see you right now. What is working out, real quick, what does working out look like at DT School of Fitness right now?
So working out at DT School of Fitness looks like, we've transformed the gym from a tangible touch, see you, type of gym to now we're virtual. And so we have been able to capture and help people via virtual classes. And so you're literally mirroring a coach, one-on-one with a coach. And we've been able to, in lots of instances, help to provide just a few pieces of equipment for a person as almost as a free rental. And through that process, we can teach them the foundational movements in their home, at the comfort of their home, one-on-one with the coach. And we can take our time mirroring the movements. I can address and coach and move and change and help you do anything that you need to do at that point, right in that place. And it's been really, really successful, actually. I feel like some people would love to continue to do this because they just like being in this situation. It's been very, very convenient for us and very, very helpful for us to kind of keep things going for people that now have the time. They're now making time and kind of reaching out there and doing something. So
yeah, see, like your guys' ability to pivot in all this has been impressive, to say the absolute least.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Again, guys, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you hopping on, all the little tidbits and stuff you dropped, all the little knowledge bombs. It was fantastic. So again, anyone watching this, seriously, reach out to him. There's a reason that you can find me there. Well, not right now, but you can find me there, at least 3 or 4 days a week. Like, this is the longest gym I've ever been at, and there's a reason for it. So again, Casey, Kadima, I thank you guys a bunch from the bottom of my heart, not just for this, but really just for everything you've given me too. I appreciate it.
Look at that gratitude.
That's a nice gratitude.
Yes.
It can be taught.
Thank
You guys have a great rest of your day. Kadima, Casey, have a great weekend. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Hey.